I thought Rohrbach pitched a really good game. I mean, that's a good offensive club. They score a lot of runs. They create a lot of problems with their speed and a lot of different things. So I thought he was really good and pretty efficient over the course. The double plays helped, but you would hope or you think that they're going to be competitive, tight games. I mean, they're playing for a lot to get back into conference. We're playing in order to make our hay in conference because non-conference isn't going to get it done for us. So, with that, it's good games, and you hope that it will continue. I thought we could have cashed in and spread the game out a little bit more in the 7th, I think it was. We had second, third, and 1 out, and Maul came in and struck out both guys. We need to make some contact there. But other than that, I mean, at least we stepped up, and after giving up to give the game back and get it back, I didn't see us, crawl into a ball. And that's been a little bit of an issue, I think. As long as we're up and we're playing well, everything's okay. But as soon as you get knocked on the mat or something and the ref's doing the 1, 2, 3, we've had our bouts of coming up and staggering up and putting our fist up and getting back in the fight. So at least tonight, I thought we did a little bit better job of that.
Did you say anything to the guys after that inning, or is that something you just let them handle?
I mean, I've spoke all week about the value and the importance of what we have in front of us. No matter if it's Santa Barbara, Cal Poly, it doesn't matter. I mean, they're all important, and the road only continues to get harder for us as we continue to unfold. With conference. So if these guys have a good understanding, they well should know that they're fighting for their lives as well, and we can't afford any hiccups along the way with how deep the conference is and kind of what we've done as far as the non-conference schedule, as far as our overall. So no, I give them credit. They came back and they fought and they found a way to win, and we need to continue to do that and play a little bit better, more efficient baseball, hopefully as the series and the season continue.
And how good did it feel to see a guy like Eric Hutting, he gets off the snide earlier in the game with his first RBI of the year and then comes through with a huge hit at the end?
I mean, the best part about it is that he picked up a guy who sacrificed, who Bish couldn't get a sacrifice down. That's what made it bigger. He got the next guy up to advance guys. We happened to get an extra base hit out of it, which was a great situation. But he had a great slash, too. I mean, earlier in the game to put us in the 7th inning, to put us first and second and nobody out, and Brenner bunts. So he's getting a little bit better, and I think good teams are going to pick the next guy up. And that's what kind of needs to happen. Not everybody's going to run things perfect. I understand that, but we have to be able to keep a chain together and not just have bits and pieces of it. Too many just small little links, if not one link, and then next thing you know, we got 4 guys that go by, and then we have another link. So I think that's where we're trying to get to. We're trying to get to that consistency.
How important is it for you guys to get a good start this weekend after last weekend when you lose a tough road series at UC Davis?
Yeah, big. I mean, we know how good of an opponent they are. I mean, we understand that, and we need to focus on us playing better, but also understand that they want to go through us in order to get to where they want to go as well. We need to go through them to get to where they want to go. So, the bottom line the whole week has been just we got to do things right. I mean, you have to do things correctly, and we got to do them in practice, and you got to be able to get to that particular moment so you can actually execute it in the game. So it's big. I mean, it's a huge deal, and we need to. It's good for tonight, but again, tomorrow becomes tonight. I mean, really, and that's how I've tried to send the message to the guys. We can't just go, hey, all right, we feel pretty good about this one, and let 2 slides. Otherwise, we'll get our tails kicked in, and that can't happen. So we need to continue to take each day as a new day, and it's going to present its own challenges. I know it's cliche, but at the bottom line is it has to happen, and you got to do what you can to get their minds in the right position in order to execute it.
And talk to me a little bit about Andrew. He's come out of basically nowhere. We've talked a little bit about it in the past, but coming from throwing 3 or 4 innings in junior college, coming off Tommy John, and now he's become your ace of the staff with some injuries.
Yeah, and I think you hit on it there. I mean, no knock on what he has done, because he has taken advantage of opportunities, and that is exactly what players love to do. Good players do, and they like to do. So, but every time he goes out there, he's learning. I mean, he should be learning something from every single competition because he just has so limited innings. But the athleticism, the strength, the confidence in himself, and he's got a very fast arm, so he's got really, really good ingredients, and he's a good kid. I mean, he's a really, really good team guy that wants to do the right thing, and he's got some weapons. He got a chance to pitch in the big leagues. I mean, he really does. And I think his days that you're going to see things maybe 5 years from now, you're going to go, wow, I didn't see that at Blair. Well, that's okay because you can't bake the whole cake right now. There's only so many foundational things that you can give him, and he's been good. And the good thing about him is he's gone from he did not pitch very good as far as up in the zone at Davis, and he's gone from a below average to not a great start, and he's turned it around his next opportunity. And that's a sign of somebody who's putting time in, who cares, who's paying attention to detail, and is committed and wants to compete to get that other taste out of his mouth and get the better taste in his mouth.
Is he the biggest surprise that maybe you've had as far as a pitcher? I mean, you've had a ton of great guys come through, especially here at Long Beach. Is he the biggest surprise for you, though, maybe?
I think from a guy that just had no history, I think there's no question for him to materialize. First, just pitching on the weekend is one thing, but then pitching and doing well on the weekend is another. And then the third thing is migrating into the Friday role, which I think is a big deal. I mean, just from setting the tempo of a series is important. I don't put a lot of stock into, your Friday night guy is your dude, and it kind of migrates into that over the course of time with the Ramos and the Weavers, and those guys end up starting as Sundays, Saturdays, and then they turn into. So what this guy has done and the performance that he's been able to give us has been quite remarkable, to be honest with you, with not a lot of history and not a lot of weapons and not a lot of experience. And I mean, like I said, every time he goes out there, it's a great opportunity for him. But he's very smart and he cares. And he's got feel for what he's doing, and those are really good things that you can't teach. And he's done a great job because he's taken whatever that has been thrown at him and he's applied it to the best that he can at that particular time.